Today on People Now, a People exclusive. Andy Cohen opens up about life as a new dad. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson, is there trouble brewing again? The surprise that Brad Pitt gave ex-Jennifer Aniston for her 50th birthday. A source tells us why the romance is hot between J-Law and her new fiancé. And Avril Lavigne gives an update about her health. Plus,
they want to start a war.
We're gonna fight this.
Russell Hornsby is here with all the details on his new show, Proven Innocent. It's live today on People Now. Hey everyone, welcome to People Now. So it's just me for now. Jeremy actually got stuck on an elevator in this building. It's a true story, so he might be joining us later in the show, but for now it's just me. Let's start with this. Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus made headlines this week for their Jolene performance at the Grammy Awards. And now Dolly is calling out a very big K-pop group to do another collab with her, BTS, which I think is so cool. They obviously love the Dolly. We love BTS and Dolly. Let's make it happen. It got us thinking, besides the collab with Dolly, what other artists would you like to see team up with BTS for a track? Maybe Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, maybe Drake. What about Cardi B? Vote in our People poll or just tweet us with the hashtag PeopleNow. We'll check in on those results a little later. For now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Are Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson still a couple? Well, according to a source, they spend very little time together and Khloe rarely talks about Tristan. Wow. The source goes on to tell People that the 34-year-old is happy living in Los Angeles with her daughter True, and both mom and daughter spend very little time in Cleveland with Tristan. The source adds that it's obvious how much Khloe loves being a mom to 10-month-old True, and that she's relishing True being a little older these days, taking her to classes with other babies her age, and making sure True has friends. But the source also notes that Khloe, quote, very much acts like a single mom. So this comes almost a year after Khloe and Tristan weathered a public cheating scandal that almost derailed their relationship right before Khloe gave birth. She initially forgave the Cleveland Cavaliers player, stuck by him, but the couple had to relive the pain when the scandal unfolded on episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2018. The source tells People that Khloe believes True needs a mom and a dad in her life, and the two celebrated Halloween, Thanksgiving, and New Year's Eve together. They were most recently seen together on January 13th when they stepped out for dinner in West Hollywood. All right, in this week's People cover story, Andy Cohen is opening up about life as a new dad. On February 4th, Benjamin Allen Cohen was born. He is so cute. Andy Cohen knew he was going to be a father since his 50th birthday party in June of 2018, which he referred to as a going away party. Now, a surrogate was carrying his child in California at the time, and only a few close friends knew the details as Andy prepared for this major life change. So he sat down with People's Jess Cagle about his long and emotional journey to fatherhood and the moment he finally met his son. Take a look.
It was really surreal, and I have to say, the thing that surprised me is he's born, I cut the umbilical cord, they clean him off a little, and then they bring him to me, and you take your shirt off and you do skin to skin with him, it's called. And so he's kind of on your chest, and they put a blanket or something around both of you, and he's just kind of there. And he was so alert for the first 2 hours. He never fell asleep, and his eyes were wide open. Wow. And he was quiet. He didn't cry. He was just calm. And it was amazing. I kind of have no words for it, to be honest with you.
Such a sweet moment. I love seeing him so happy. Those pictures are incredible. We'll have even more with Andy and baby Ben later on in the show. In this week's issue of People, a source is revealing that deep down, Jennifer Lawrence longs to be normal and out of the limelight. And that seems to be exactly why her relationship with her now fiancé, Cook Maroney, works so well. I feel like a lot of us didn't even know about this until now. The couple is often spotted keeping it low-key with long dinners at classic New York City restaurants like Elio's and Raoul's and hitting up bars downtown. An insider adds that Maroney is smart, witty, and fun, just like Jennifer, a combo that keeps her on her toes. Sounds like a pretty perfect match to us. Maroney works in the New York art scene as a gallery director, which is actually how the two met. A source tells People they were introduced when she stopped by to browse at his Manhattan gallery, and that's where he asked her out. Very brave. After dating for only a few weeks, she began introducing Maroney to her friends, and the rest is history. A source says they were serious from the beginning, and Jennifer seemed very excited about dating him. Now, J-Law has previously been linked to famous names like director Darren Aronofsky and Coldplay's Chris Martin. All right, now watch this. I'm liking it. That's Dumb Blonde, the new collaborative track between Avril Lavigne and Nicki Minaj, which came out on Tuesday. I love this duo. In 24 hours, the lyric video has already been seen over 1 million times on YouTube. So upon the track's release, Avril took to Twitter saying, "We wrote Dumb Blonde as an anthem for anyone who's been stereotyped or talked down to. Keep your confidence up and don't let anyone tell you how to be. I hope you love it." Well, we do, Avril. Minaj also tweeted out the song saying, "I used to drive to my job at Red Lobster playing this woman's album for an hour straight every day for months. Crying to I'm With You, blasting Complicated, Things I'll Never Say, Nobody's Fool, and Skater Boy. Oh my God, this woman is so unbelievably talented." Now, the track comes from Avril's 6th studio album, Head Above Water, which comes out on Friday. Now, the album is being touted as her most mature record yet and comes with a ray of hope after some troublesome years. And in this week's issue of People, the 34-year-old singer is opening up about her 4-year battle with Lyme disease and her 2015 divorce from Nickelback frontman Chad Kroeger during her health battle. It wasn't long ago that Avril was bedridden and convinced she was dying, but now she's telling people that the disease has made her stronger, saying, "I've gone through so much. It put things in perspective and showed me how much the small things in life, friends, family, your health, matter most." Avril says that during her darkest moments, when she was weak and struggling to even move, she turned to her parents, grandmother, and Christian faith, saying, "I'm a very spiritual person, and I definitely did turn to God during that experience." Now, in addition to Nicki, another surprising collaborator on Head Above Water is her ex-husband, Chad Kroeger. So despite their divorce, Avril says there are no hard feelings, saying, "Chad and I are super close. I'm really grateful to have had someone like him in my life who cared while I was getting back up on my feet." In 2009, she divorced her first husband, Derek Whibley, the frontman of pop-punk band Sum 41. But the songwriter hasn't given up on the institution of marriage, stating simply, "I believe in love." While the singer won't confirm any new relationships, saying, "I don't want to talk about my life," she's been seen publicly for nearly a year with Philip Seraphim, the 33-year-old son of a Texas billionaire. The two recently posed for this photo at Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah in January. While she isn't against the idea, Avril says she isn't in a rush to walk down the aisle again. All she cares about is being in a happy relationship. Moving forward, Avril is taking life one day at a time and trying not to overwork herself. At this point in her over 17-year career, Avril is still amazed by music's healing power, telling people, "Music really lifted me up and made me feel better," adding, "I just naturally turned to songwriting in a time of healing." All right, moving on to this. After a brief romance with rapper Kid Buu, Blac Chyna may be dating another celeb, this time the Crank That rapper Soulja Boy. All right, we're gonna follow along here. So sources told TMZ that Chyna and Soulja were first seen spending time together at a party at Sean Kingston's house in Los Angeles, were spotted attending Grammy parties together on Sunday. The sources say they first met via DM on Instagram, have been inseparable ever since. Gotta slide into those DMs. Soulja has since posted photos of the two dancing together on Instagram, as well as a mirror selfie to his story. On Tuesday, Soulja even posted videos of the pair having their feet soaked, getting pedicures together, although there's no further indication as to the nature of their relationship. But we want answers here. In January, Chyna made news after police responded to a violent altercation at a hotel in Hawaii where she was partying with Kid Buu. Now, the incident came amid controversy involving her ex, Rob Kardashian, who was upset that Chyna planned on leaving their child Dream with a nanny while she partied hundreds of miles away. Soulja Boy has also been making headlines lately, most recently after a January appearance on Power 105.1's Breakfast Club, telling host Charlamagne Tha God that he taught Drake everything he knows. In the same interview, he also took aim at Kanye West and Blac Chyna's ex Tyga, with whom she also has a child. Soulja Boy also caught some heat after advertising and selling a new video game console on his website, which he eventually pulled after facing legal trouble. That came just weeks after Soulja told Rolling Stone that it was, quote, 100% legit, and that there would be no reason for any legal ramifications. All right, did you catch all of that? Hopefully you're following along. Moving on to Star Treks, we are kicking off Star Trek today with a royal night out for a great cause. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped out Tuesday night for a gala at London's Natural History Museum, celebrating a new play called Wider Earth. that highlights the protection of forests around the world. The event supports the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy, a network of conservation initiatives to protect indigenous forests across the globe. A pregnant Meghan was glowing in her winter white look. She looks beautiful here. She dazzled in a cream-colored Calvin Klein turtleneck dress paired with an Amanda Wakely coat. And you may have seen those olive suede pumps and matching clutch before. The Duchess rocked the same style combo at Little Prince Louis's christening last summer, like when they recycle looks, right? At the museum, Harry and Meghan got a peek at some of Charles Darwin's earliest discoveries and his journey on the HMS Beagle. Though Meghan is rapidly approaching that April due date, she refuses to stop supporting causes she loves. She's staying super chic while she does it. All right, guys, we have a fun fact here. Jennifer Lopez loves HGTV's Fixer Upper. Stars, they're just like us. J-Lo stopped by The Ellen Show in an episode airing Wednesday and talked about the gift her boyfriend, Alex Rodriguez, got her for their 2-year anniversary. Will anyone ever be able to top this? Watch.
Come our anniversary, he goes, hey, I want you to, and it was like a Sunday, and he was like, I wanted you to do a meeting, and he loves meetings. He loves to do meetings, and I hate meetings. And he's like, I want you to do a meeting with me, and I'm always like dragged into these meetings, these business meetings. And he goes, I want you to do this meeting with us for this architect for the house. I know we're not gonna spend a whole bunch of money, but we're gonna do, And I was like, okay, great. And he opens up the FaceTime, and it's Joanna Gaines. And I was like, oh! Are you kidding? What? Hi. Hi. It's like I totally fangirled out. I was like, and she was like, hi, just like she's on the show.
Yeah.
Like, so cool. Her long hair, she's like, hi. Oh my God.
That's so amazing. Good job, A-Rod. Of course, Ellen had to give a gift of her own, a clock with a picture of J-Lo and A-Rod to remind A-Rod that time is ticking and that he should propose. Ellen, we're definitely here for that. And those are your Star Tracks for today. All right, stay with us. Rebel Wilson is talking all things love, including what the Los Angeles dating scene is really like. Can't imagine it's that great. Also talking about her idea of the perfect man. Plus, more with Andy Cohen and his adorable new son, Benjamin Allen. It's coming up in just a bit. All right, Jeremy's back.
How you feeling?
I'm great. Wait, you just got stuck in an elevator?
I was just stuck in an elevator for like 35 minutes. Scariest thing ever. It's like it's either nothing or it's the worst thing that's ever happened, right? And I was on the phone with my wife the whole time, literally giving like my goodbye.
It's crazy to even believe that
I'm not even joking.
Are you calm down now?
Yes, I can't wait to talk about Dolly Parton and her tweets. Back to the things that matter.
Right back into it. Dolly Parton tweeted how she would love to do a Jolene collaboration with BTS. We've been asking who else you would love to see collab with a K-pop band. So let's take a look at the results so far.
The whole time I was in that elevator, I wondered, who are the people going to love the most?
This is really close. Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga are
It's tied. We've never had, it's a momentous day in many ways. We've never had a tied poll.
I know. Something's in the air today, Jeremy.
It's a little
we're happy
weird,
to have you back.
Thank you.
Should we talk about some more stories
Good to be here, yeah.
All right, keep voting in our People poll. All right, moving on to this. So we love Andy Cohen here at People Now. We love him on Watch What Happens Live, the Housewives reunions. He's so fun. We mentioned at the top of the show on February 4th, 2019, his entire life changed.
It's a really big deal. Andy Cohen's son, Benjamin Allen Cohen, was born via surrogate. Now, he knew that he was having a child by his 50th birthday, June 2018 milestone, something he wanted.
And Benjamin has so much hair because Andy said that he wanted his kid to have a lot of hair, but thought that he was a little bit of an overachiever. He was very impressed.
Honestly,
I loved it.
every picture I see of them, it's the most adorable. Look at this.
It's
so adorable,
cute.
right? He wanted this for a long time. He figured that it wasn't in the cards for him because he's gay. He's not in a relationship, but family means everything to him. It's really amazing that it ended up working out.
Yeah, and because he's not in a relationship, people were curious why he decided to take the single parent route. So he opened up to Just Keiko with his answer. Watch.
I think it's not something in your mind that you devise, I want to do this alone, but I don't have a problem being alone. And I didn't want to wait. To me, it would have to be a very special person to say, let's do this together. And I would love that. And that person could be having coffee at Bonsignor down the street right at this moment, and I'll meet him. So the answer is that I just wanted to do it. I don't think I got too crazy about whether I did it alone or not.
It's that Ben's first night out. So it was a really heavy moment for him, when he first had Ben, because he's used to kind of going out and obviously not having a kid. Jeremy, that's a big change.
No, I mean, there's something about it. I mean, luckily, look, Andy Cohen's in a position, I think it's safe to say he's financially pretty sound. He's successful, can hopefully hire some help and have people around. I know that those first nights and the first days when you have them alone, the sleep cycles and all that, it can be so overwhelming. So to do it as a single dad, I mean, that's a real thing.
Yeah, because Andy said it was such a crazy moment. All of a sudden he realized, well, it's just me and this kid, another human in my home.
Yeah.
Big adjustment. And then the question is Andy's dog going to be okay with a new brother? I don't know.
That's actually a legit thing. I mean, especially for dogs. I have 2 cats, so they don't care. I mean,
cats don't care.
They became a back seat to our lives, and they were actually happy about it. A dog, on the other hand, it's kind of like, I feel like they can feel the the difference in attention. Andy seems like that he was always meant to be a dad, though. In his interview with Jess, he mentions all the things that he wants to do with his son. He wants to swim and go biking, go on some adventures just in general.
He does say that he's ready to change from his partying ways. I don't know, but he'll still have fun. And obviously now he can have baby birthday parties.
A little different
if you think about it, Ben's gonna have probably the best birthday parties. All the housewives coming over.
I'll tell you this, no matter what, it's gonna impact his regular routine. If he's used to, that kind of crazy party life on the weekends or whatever, no choice. This changes it all for sure. His celeb friends have rallied behind him. They've helped him get into dad life mode. So who gave Andy Cohen the best advice? Check this out.
Sarah Jessica and Kelly Ripa helped me find my baby nurse, who's incredible. Sarah Jessica sat with me for 3 hours on a Saturday and helped me do my registry. I'm like, why do I need this? She's like, no, you need this, and this is the best. And she lent me clothes and burp cloths that she had saved from her kids. She labeled them all. She left me a big kind of plastic container full of things that she knew that I would need, which are up there in his room.
So cute. I'm excited to see all the milestones when he starts talking, when he starts walking, all of it.
Best advice for him, sleep when the baby sleeps.
Okay.
That's a good
little
piece.
All right, you guys. So get this. Brad Pitt not only showed up to his ex-wife Jennifer Aniston's 50th birthday party on February 9th, which we were all talking about. Also, he sent her a gift.
I think this is really sweet. Look, no matter what, even if they're just hanging, they're just friends, it's innocent. I just like the idea of them being in the room together and having a conversation. And love to know what that conversation's
and very
like.
amicable. I love it. Now, the source tells people most guests sent gifts to Jen's house, and Brad did as well.
Yeah, the source says that she seemed very excited by the gifts. Friends are all very generous and creative when it comes to Jen's world.
And apparently most of Jen's friends were very pleased to see Brad show up at the party, and they say whatever caused their divorce is long in the past.
They hugged. Can you believe it? They chatted briefly at the party.
Well, because they didn't get to spend that much time together, but they were seen having a little moment. I mean, obviously, if you're going to show up to her party, you better talk to her.
Also, I mean, look, we mull every detail over. They're not in high school. They're adults.
No, I know.
They can be around each other. They were married from 2000 to 2005. This is kind of ancient history.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like very, everyone talks about them.
Right.
Everybody, still want to get together and everything. Of course, Brad most recently split from second wife Angelina Jolie in 2016. The divorce is still ongoing, and Jen split from Justin Theroux in 2018.
So friends actually say that Jen debated about whether or not to invite Brad, but ended up being really happy that he showed up to the party. They had a lot of happy years together. He decided to come because he wanted to. He wanted to hang out with his friends.
And his source does say that Brad Pitt is single. So, I mean, they say they're just friendly, but you never know. I think there's still hope.
If we could will anything into existence, it would be this reunion, wouldn't it? I mean,
I know.
All right.
Hey, watch this.
I wanted to represent myself as authentically as possible. I really only wanted to go down this path and sort of take this leap if I was going to present every part of myself and not sort of edit it for any reason. And so that's the first opportunity that I've had to represent the relationships I've had in my life and the men that I've loved.
That's former Dear Evan Hansen star Ben Platt telling people why it was so important for him to showcase his true self on his debut album, Sing to Me Instead.
Yeah, Ben tells people that when making the videos for the album's first 2 singles, Bad Habit and Ease My Mind, there was never a moment where he had to decide whether it should feature him with a man or feature him with a woman.
It was just, we're going to represent what this is inspired by, which was this man that I was in love with. And so there was really a no-brainer that that's how we would represent it.
So playing his love interest in the video is actor Charlie Carver, who publicly came out as gay in 2016.
Now, Platt has been out to his family and friends since he was 12, but never felt the need to make the revelation. Watch this.
both personally and sort of globally, I think we are really beyond the point where that needs to be this big public announcement where this is who I am. And you know, I think it's just part of me. And now that I'm given the opportunity to express that in an artistic way and through work that is actually relevant to myself for the first time, then it's a no-brainer that I would want to represent that accurately.
So, you know, obviously a lot of people know Ben from Dear Evan Hansen, which was such a good musical. He opened up about what he misses the most about his days on Broadway and starring in his breakout role in the musical, which ended for him in 2017. Watch this.
Just having that emotional outlet every night, I think that's also the most challenging thing at the same time, maybe what I miss the least, but I do miss it the most also because it was just a great place to sort of expel any anxiety or sadness or pent-up emotion that I was feeling every night. Have to have a place to just release all of that was really a gift.
So Dear Evan Hansen really put him on the map in a big way. A lot of people know and love him from Pitch Perfect as well, and now with this new album, he's got a lot going on. Really exciting stuff. By the way, only 25 years old.
I can't believe that. Like, he's so young and has done so much. I mean, good for him. But the fame has not gone to his head, thankfully. So when it comes to staying grounded, he says he has his compassionate family, which includes his parents and 4 siblings, plus very close high school friends, which also includes actress Beanie Feldstein to thank. Watch.
They are an incredibly grounding presence because, you know, even more than I love all of this fantastic opportunity and all these exciting, very fancy things that are happening, there's nothing I love more than just, you know, sitting in someone's apartment with them and being with them and talking with them. And that's, you know, where I feel the most myself.
I feel like when you are that famous and you get all the success, you need those friends and family to kind of keep you grounded.
A lot of the people that you knew before, right? Old friends, no new friends.
No new friends.
Let's move on to this. Isn't It Romantic is the hilarious new movie that hits theaters February 13th, just in time for Valentine's Day. It's got an all-star cast including Rebel Wilson, Liam Hemsworth, Priyanka Chopra, Adam Devine. Don't be fooled though by the movie's title. This is not a sappy love story at all.
I'm so excited for this. Rebel Wilson plays an ordinary New Yorker whose life gets flipped upside down when she's literally dropped into a romantic comedy. So she's got the man, the glam, the apartment, the BFF, so life seems pretty golden. So in this week's People, Rebel is opening up about her first leading rom-com role and what romance really means to her.
I am such a fan of Rebel Wilson. I love her tone, I love the kind of comedy she does, and her character is this super cynical person, kind of cynical about love. Rebel actually opened up to People saying that she was very similar to that character in her 20s, right?
Yeah, so at first she was like very closed off to love and dating, and now though, she actually reads dating books, which I don't know anyone else that reads dating books.
I know, I would like to know a list of those books.
I know, but she loves talking about dating, loves talking to people about their love lives. She finds it very interesting.
And she said that she also finds dating in LA challenging, which is interesting, like the New York perspective versus the LA perspective. Yeah. And then
I feel like both are actually kind of terrible.
And she kind of opens up about beauty standards being unrealistic, especially in LA. She remembers shooting Pitch Perfect 3 in Atlanta. Everyone loved her there. She says she basically felt like a 10 when she was there.
She also said that, you know, it's nothing against people in Atlanta. There's some beautiful people in Atlanta. It's just, if you compare LA to the people in Atlanta, she felt real hot in Atlanta.
That's a pretty interesting take on it.
And when talking about dating apps, she's actually on Raya, which is a dating app.
So,
says that she sees a lot of
with
I am
the Boehlke.
Thanks for calling me out
Find
there.
her on Raya, everybody.
But she says it's weird when she'll see that, you know, some guys on there that her friends have dated, and she's like, I know stories about you.
And some qualities that she looks for. Someone who's physically bigger than her because it makes her feel feminine. She says, I feel like if I'm going to crush on a guy in a cage fight, they're probably not the guy for me.
If she's going to crush them, yeah.
Yeah.
She also likes genuine niceness and supportiveness, which obviously is great.
Speaking of Isn't It Romantic, Adam, Priyanka, and Rebel sat down with People before the movie's premiere in Los Angeles to talk a little about making the film, including how they prepped for a pretty big dance scene. Watch this.
We only had like 4 hours of rehearsal.
One day.
Yeah. Which,
that's it.
Yeah, which like we were able to like cobble it together because we did the Pitch Perfect movies and kind of taught us some steps. Priyanka's like a pro who's done a million Bollywood movies,
Yeah,
so she was
she
just
knows
like
how
1
to
and a
move.
2 and a ready and go. And Liam was like, "What's going on?
What can I do?
Yeah. Liam's like, so we're gonna need more rehearsal? No,
we'll get it.
We'll get out there and do it.
Adam Devine had to do some rehearsing of his own for a sort of risque scene, and it involved watching one of the most iconic movies in rom-com history. Watch.
I watched when Harry Met Sally because I had to do that classic scene when Meg Ryan has to do like the orgasm scene where she's like,
Yeah.
and Todd's like, make sure you watch it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know how to do it, Todd. And he's like,
Yeah.
Todd's our director, and he was like, no, make sure you watch that scene. And I did, and I'm not as sexy as Meg in that.
I don't know, Adam. I think,
You think so?
yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sexy.
I don't know, pretty close. Well, in honor of the movie's title, it was only fair to ask about the cast's own romances. And it was no shocker that Priyanka Chopra's glamorous wedding was the highlight of the conversation. Take a look.
I believe Priyanka's had a very successful.
Yeah, you've had a very successful 6 months.
6 months in terms of romance.
For sure. Few weddings.
Yes. Yeah, how many weddings were there?
Just
Two.
One Indian and one
two.
Western.
Yeah.
You have to do it for the fam.
Two giant weddings. I believe a 75-meter veil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not meter feet.
Meter feet.
I just
yeah,
needed
okay.
7 adults to carry
Yeah.
it down the aisle.
Yeah.
It was an extra.
Fairy tale moment.
The families clash. Like the Jonases and the Chopras and all the drama that came with it, and how everyone was like, oh, who's that? Trying to identify the other person. And that was completely like a romantic comedy. Everyone was like an actor.
That would be a good movie.
That's a good movie.
Like within the
Based
wedding.
it on your family marrying, a white American family.
Yeah, biracial and so much music. I mean, there'll be so much music in a movie like that. We should do it.
Make it happen, I'd watch it. And if you're looking for some last-minute Valentine's Day ideas, they have you covered. Adam and Priyanka shared their do's and don'ts to making the day special.
Obviously, you have to do something with your significant other, whether it's cooking for them or doing something like I like the small little gestures where you're like, it means something to that person and you put a little thought into it. It doesn't need to be expensive, but also it can be.
I mean, either or. I think it's the what to me is the most romantic is the thought that somebody put that much thought into getting something for me or doing something for me. Like, which is why I don't, like, it shouldn't, I like it to be a little original, It shouldn't just be like basic of like, oh, candy.
Corruption can be powerful. They want to start a war.
We're gonna fight this.
I dedicated my life to freeing the innocent. I'm not going to stop now.
Ooh, that was a clip from the new Fox drama Proven Innocent, premiering February 15th. And joining us is Russell Hornsby, who plays a lawyer looking to overturn wrongful convictions. Welcome, Russell. How's it going?
Thank you. I think it's going well.
Yeah.
Good to see you. By the way, the shoes and the vest all tied in and coordinated. I mean, it's a good look you got going.
Yeah, well, this is like the Witherspoon,
Okay.
John from Boomerang. You got to coordinate.
You got to coordinate.
So you can just, color me bad.
Okay. Hey, you're doing it. And also working in the show, let's talk about this. When you first get the script, what's your initial reaction? What draws you into the whole thing?
I think the story, initially. The story really drew me in, and then the character. It was a strong character, lawyer, really doing something meaningful and purposeful. And when I had to sit down and had a conversation with the creators, David Elliott and Danny Strong, and they really just sort of pitched me and said, we're really trying to be honest, be truthful, and give people something they can feel and think about.
Yeah, now you got this role without even auditioning, right?
Yes.
Is that how it goes in your world?
This is a little sneak peek into your world.
After the meeting, I was fortunate enough because I was coming off of other shows and whatnot. I was in high demand, and so there was other opportunities on the table. And so we went back to Danny and David and said, hey guys, we got this over here. And they said, okay, let's grab him. He wants to do it. Let's work with him.
Yeah, that's the best when you're in high demand. It's just like a puzzle piece.
Yes, putting it all in.
Work begets more work. It really does when you're being seen and everything. So many criminal and sort of court-based shows. What makes this one stand out?
Well, this is the show about freeing the wrongfully convicted, as we're talking about proven innocent. And these are people who were put away under false convictions. And so now it's our job to sort of awake closed cases, and bring people back and free them for having been imprisoned.
Yeah, now, you and Rochelle Lefebvre of Twilight fame are working
Absolutely.
together. Were you a
Yes.
fan of Twilight? Did you know her from that?
I had seen it.
You have seen it? Okay, I didn't know.
I mean, I'm one of those, I didn't really, I was,
You team Edward or team
Yeah.
Jacob? Let's see how deep it goes.
Yeah.
Team Jacob, probably.
Team
right?
Jacob.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right.
But
I'm
how
just
is it
saying. I don't
working?
know.
How is it working with her? I mean,
No, she's great. She's exceeding. I mean, she's talented, and we're both very passionate. So she's like just fiery, and we get in there and get our hands dirty, and really, passionate about the scripts and the story and the character. We have a very, very good working relationship.
And then moving on to other things you've done, a movie called The Hate You Give about an African-American girl whose unarmed African-American friend gets shot by a white police officer.
Yes.
Obviously, this is something that strikes a very familiar and unfortunate note in the news that we see. It's kind of like, are we watching a movie or are we watching the news here? Talk some about that, considering the climate of things and what it meant to you to be a part of the story.
Well, I felt that the story is topical and it has been for a while. I think what we were able to do was put an authentic twist and spin on it. The reality of it is that all parents and families want is the best for their children. Make sure they're safe, make sure they have an opportunity to go to school. And what I think we were able to do is allow audiences to walk a mile in our shoes and see. And so there brings about a sense of understanding and a sense of empathy. And I think that just sparks dialogue and conversation, and then gets people to think differently and create a different perception of like what is.
Right, because there's this piece of it, I think, just as I see news like this roll out and people not quite getting it, that there's just like a blind spot in a lot of people's view of the world and just things they're not aware of that are happening.
Yeah.
So things like this kind of help reveal that, I hope.
I know they have, they really have. I mean, people, because what they're seeing at the core of it is a family. They're seeing a father who's loving his children, his daughter and his wife. They're seeing a daughter who's coming of age and trying to find herself. And that's what happens for a lot of young people, is that they need to come of age and find themselves. The only issue is that at 16, she had to, sort of come of age a little too young, a little too early in life. But at the same time, she had the support of her family and her father to help her get through these troubled times.
Yeah, what sort of response have you gotten from fans that have seen it and really relating to it?
Well, it's funny. Now people are saying, I've been in the business for some time now, and a dear friend of mine said, Russell, at this point, you could have said, and introducing Russell Hornsby in The Hate You Give, because this is the thing that really brought me to the fore and really shed a lot of light on my career, my talent, and my ability and my presence in the industry.
All right, well, on top of that, how about this? Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh man, just fun.
Fun, yeah. Michael B. We talk a lot about his ripped abs, to be honest with you, around here. It's something that we bring up. I don't know what.
But you're a very in shape guy too.
But he's ripped.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
when you get over 40, you're just in shape. In your 30s, you're ripped. I mean,
There's
I'm just saying, like, he had this vest on with like a nice turtleneck, everything. He could come on and wear the best with no shirt.
Okay, right.
That's what the 30-year-old. That's what the young 30-year-olds.
It's a generational difference.
Yeah, I had to step out.
Okay.
Yeah. Now working with him you have great fashion. You've already said that, but is it upped your fashion game even more? We've been seeing him on the carpets with the harnesses.
You see this?
Well, he can get away with things. I have to come with the classic man.
Okay.
That's why I'm wearing the Wolverine boots. You know what I mean? The barber. But anyway.
Yeah, right.
I'm wearing the classic stuff.
I saw a thing. I saw an interview. You said you were a little bit starstruck or awestruck to be working with Sylvester Stallone, which I can imagine anyone would be. I mean, anyone walking in the room with him.
Well, because he's still Rocky to me.
Yeah.
He's still Yo Adrian. It's just, it's great. He's a mythic guy. And then Rambo and all that kind of stuff like that. It's like you get to work with your heroes.
Yeah. In the role that you love.
Yeah.
Right?
You were a big Rocky fan growing up, right?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, Rocky is just the mythical story of, the guy coming up to make it and, beat down Goliath and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have a favorite Rocky moment?
My favorite Rocky moment is basically when Mickey says to Rocky, you gotta give me a chance, I can make you a star. He says, where were you when I needed you? Where were you? Get out of here, Mick. And then he walks away and then he runs after him. It just brings tears to my eyes. These two friends kind of coming together and, finding a chance to work together.
I know, it's such a cool
everybody would say the Yo Adrian part, which I love.
No, it's too cliche.
That reminds me of like Stella.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Streetcar Named Desire. But I like the sensitive, quiet moments of passion.
I think that if Sly saw that impression of the scene, it would also bring tears to his eyes, based on.
He'd be like, okay.
Okay, that's enough. Hey, you worked with Regina King on the Netflix series 7 Seconds.
Emmy winner, Oscar Award nominee.
She took home she got all kinds of attention for that. What does seeing her get that recognition mean to you?
It means that I've been working with some talented people.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy for her, and she deserves it. She's been working hard. She's exceedingly talented, both in front of the camera and behind the camera as a director and a producer, and she deserves this and much, much more.
Yeah, surrounded by people like you, and it helps all these projects as well just elevate. I mean, the whole thing. It's
As they say, many hands make light work.
Yeah. All right, before you go, you ready for this? We're gonna play a little game that we call Guilty or Innocent. We're gonna ask you a few questions. You have to plead either guilty or innocent.
You see the link.
Yeah, you see the link. So cue the courtroom music.
Cue the music.
Ready?
Do we hear it? Oh, and there's a paddle under the seat. Here we go. I didn't know about that. I forgot. Okay, guilty or innocent? You see what's up. Okay, here we go. Number 1, do you sleep with your socks on? Guilty or innocent? Let's see it. Guilty.
Especially now it's cold.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Some people can't sleep with their socks on.
I can't.
It's chilly. Ankle socks. and they're clean.
Just a little clean.
Not the socks that I wore all day.
Okay.
I got like Mr. Rogers socks.
Okay.
All right.
Just for bed.
Yeah, it's
That's an important distinction.
All right, ready? Guilty or innocent? Have you ever complained excessively about the weather on social media?
Oh.
Guilty.
Yeah, because you did recently.
I did
Yeah,
recently. It was colder than a polar bear's toenails in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
We actually have somebody
Yeah, those tweets.
That was me and my wife trying to get home. It was crazy.
Yeah, once the temps get below
Not a
freezing, I
fan
lose
of the
my soul
cold,
power.
huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
All right, next one. Here we go. Cue up the question. Do you sing in the shower, guilty
Guilty or
or
innocent?
innocent?
Oh my gosh, I might go somewhere. Yes, guilty.
Ooh, uh-oh.
That's the best place to sing.
Do we have a go-to?
No, I
Go-to
sing everything.
Okay.
I sing the body electric. I celebrate the me yet to come.
Okay.
Okay, this next one, very fitting for today because Jeremy got stuck in an elevator. But have you ever left the elevator door closed while someone was running to catch it? Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This is PTSD already.
You have.
I mean, yeah.
I have too.
I mean, everybody's kind of done. You go.
We pretend.
Oh, no.
You're like, oh.
No, well, because I do it, because I usually be with my wife, and it's like, to me, it's romantic, especially on the Valentine's Day Eve, to like kiss your wife in the elevator.
Oh, I like
You know
that.
what I mean? So if it's me and her in the elevator, I go, come here, baby.
Cover the camera.
Yeah. She like, stop it, we're in public. No, we're not even in the elevator. Somebody's watching.
Ooh, even better. And I learned today in the elevator, they can talk to you through that speaker too, so you better watch what you do.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next one. Do you sing Baby Shark? Baby Shark. Guilty. No way.
I got kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Little ones.
All right, next
Can't
one.
escape it.
Do you love spoiling movies, shows, books? Do you like to spoil? Do you find that gratification by spoiling?
Oh, no. I
good.
That's good.
Because those people are the worst.
Because I don't
you
like
know?
anybody to do it for me.
Right. And
Yeah.
as a man in the arts and in the industry,
The worst
you wanna
is when
protect
you're
it.
Because I want to
Scrolling.
encourage people to see it, to
Right.
read it, to enjoy it.
I hate when I'm scrolling and I find a Game of Thrones spoiler. It's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
get there eventually, so you don't have to spoil it for me anyway.
Next one. This could be a big pet. Wow, they're very passionate about that. This could be a big pet peeve. Do you leave the cap off the toothpaste?
Oh, no. I've been married for way too long.
You've been trained, and you know better.
Just
All
like
right.
the toilet seat stays down.
Yeah. What's the biggest pet peeve when it comes to bathroom etiquette?
The shower.
Oh, like hair?
Yeah, my wife, you didn't clean the shower.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, she complains to you.
Yeah, because, we have a bath and a shower thing, and so she
Okay.
takes baths, I'm going to take a shower, and then when she goes in for a quick shower, she's like, hey, what are you doing? It's
filthy in here.
It's filthy in here.
Yeah, all right.
All right, guilty or innocent, do you eat free samples knowing full well that you're not going to be buying anything?
Absolutely.
Guilty.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feign interest? Like, oh, this is amazing. I'm thinking about this. Babe, look at this.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite sample? Mine's cheese. Oh, I love going to the cheese store and sampling each one.
Well, and my wife hates it, but I steal the grapes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the grapes.
Oh my gosh, I feel the grapes.
And my wife's like, first of all, your hands aren't clean.
First of all, the grapes aren't clean.
Yeah, that's what she goes.
Right.
She's like, what are you doing? Come on.
I did that growing up.
Here we go. This one's really close to our heart here because we've got some running tabs. If you're innocent on this one, everything will be forgiven. Do you prefer crunchy peanut butter over creamy peanut butter? Guilty or innocent?
Well, I have to kind of it's kind of like one of these.
Oscillate.
Okay,
You gotta
Turn
okay.
from crunchy
So you're a little bit
to
of both.
creamy.
But if
Okay.
you had to pick in this moment, which one you like better? What is
creamy.
it?
Woo! Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're
You
You
kind of
gotta
back
grow up. You know what I mean? Like,
You gotta grow up.
You know what I mean?
That's a generational thing,
kid,
too.
but I had to grow up.
I guess I'm the edgy one here.
Yeah, that's right. For the crunchy peanut butter.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, this was fun. I appreciate it.
Good to
Thanks,
talk
guys.
to you. Proven Innocent premieres February 15th, 9 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Check it out.
When we get there, we won't have long. The Russians must have installed the firewall by now. That means 30 seconds after I access the system, they'll know. They're gonna come for you.
That was a clip from the upcoming season 3 finale of Berlin Station starring Keke Palmer. So Keke stopped by People Now to chat with Jeremy and guest host McCo. She got them up to date on what's going on in season 3 and what her character April Lewis is up to now. Watch.
And pretty much it's this, we're trying to figure out the kind of like I guess you would say the race war in Estonia and like some of the Russians, and it's all this political stuff. It's very interesting for me because I don't know as much as my character, so I actually learn from my character.
Okay.
Her name is April Lewis. She's doing her first asset this 3rd season, and she gets into a lot of drama, I'll just say that. So I had a lot of stunts, and I was excited about it. So this season, she has her own, she has to really, so the character, Katarina Gerhardt, this is her main asset. She has to follow her and figure out pretty much how to protect her because she's kind of being attacked by a part of her country. So the whole journey is for April to really kind of stand in this strong position and make sure that this one person doesn't get into trouble. But of course, she does, and she has to figure out how to really handle that. And that's, I don't want to tell you too much.
So Keke used the spy theme of the show and spun it into a viral Instagram story. She started a series called I Spy and tells us how she used the social media platform to connect to her fans and promote the show. It's a really fun, creative, and smart idea. Take a look.
I love digital, especially as a traditional talent. Digital allows me to kind of get out of whatever is already there and create my own thing. And when I'm doing a particular project, I really just have fun with ways to get my audience involved. And so with this show, especially because, like I said, it's very kind of political. I don't know how much my generation really would understand. I'm like, hey, look, it was difficult for me, but here's a fun way for us to really get involved.
Kind of access point, right?
Exactly. And so I created I Spy So Hard with a good friend of mine, Max. And we just did it. We did it last year, and I did it this year as well for the new season. And it's really fun. It's like me being a spy and then letting you know to, like, hey, tune in to my character being a spy.
So I Spy isn't Keke's only digital success. With over 20 million views, Keke has introduced to the world the Southern Belle, and she might have been here to critique Jeremy's ensemble.
Is the Southern Belle, is she here now? Is this something that we can do? Like, I don't know. I thought that Southern Belle might be making her way through.
Oh, Jeremy, I actually wanted to tell you that I really like the sweater jacket that you're wearing.
Oh, really?
Actually, it reminds me of one that my grandmother had that she used to put out in the front as a throw rug for the dogs to wipe their feet on.
Oh, my goodness. And boom. I love that Southern Belle.
The shade.
Jeremy.
She is one of my favorite guests.
I love her. All right, we're taking one last look at our people poll. We've been asking who you want to see collaborate with BTS after Dolly Parton tweeted about wanting to team up with them. Let's see, it was a tie before, so still a tie. Ariana and Lady Gaga. Maybe both of them.
Dead heat. Yeah, imagine both of them come through same time, all of them on the stage or on an album or on a song. All right, we'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow. You can tune in for that. And coming up tomorrow, she's the most listened to woman on American radio. Delilah is stopping by, giving us a scoop on her new book and how she guides listeners through life and love just in time for Valentine's Day. And I'll tell you this, I may have accidentally or on purpose called her one time I got on the radio.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, yeah, this. Yeah.
It's the sports movie you don't want to miss. Andre Holland is here to talk about his new film, High Flying Bird. Be sure to tune in for that. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Keke Palmer. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Keke Palmer, and this is one last thing. The last song I had stuck in my head was Tatiana by Blueface.
Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana.
My last vacation was, oh my gosh, probably 2 years ago. I went to Jamaica. The last thing that made me laugh out loud was being on People Now.
You hilarious. Quit.